So we're expected to go to school, get our degrees, get advanced degrees, become doctors, become lawyers, become engineers, and pursue a career that is unusual for a Haitian man, and that is to be a hairstylist. How did you pivot?
Today, I am standing in a position where I get to give a smile to the world through each human being. We were all born with some type of gift. It's just that depending on what environment we grow up in, we may neglect that gift.
Is how comfortable you are in your skin and how comfortable you are being who you are. Because you know what? There's nothing that says that only gays have style. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Diaspora, the soul of a people. Specifically, we're talking about Haitian soul today. And my name is Marie. I'm your host, and I have a special guest with me. And I'd like to introduce you to my friend Yvey, Yvey Valsa. Eevee is a really good friend, a brother, family, and he also lives in Seattle like I do. And Eevee takes care of this hair for me. So if y'all are wondering where my color comes from and all of that, where my style is coming from, it's all Eevee. Eevee not only styles hair, but he's also a fashionista. And a lot of his clothes are kind of edited by him. He'll buy something and he'll edit it and make it look really super cool, super fly, and super unique. So Eevee is kind of a unique dresser, and he does fashion shows, he does hair shows. And without further ado, Eevee, please say hello to everybody on the Diaspora podcast. Can't talk today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yvey Salon. It's a great pleasure to be here with my friend, like she said, family, my sister, and it's just really an honor to be here sharing this moment with you.
We're so happy that you're here, and I'm happy that you were able to make it. It's a Monday, of course, and your salon is closed on Mondays as usual.
Yes.
And I'm glad we can take this opportunity to have a conversation. Eevee, lately I've been really thinking about the three pillars of Haitian culture, right? We all grew up with this, or most of us grew up with this: Lekòl, Legliz, Lakay. Those were the three things you were allowed to do as a child, right?
Yes.
Go to school, go to church, and go home.
That's
And
right.
I would like to tackle the concept of Lekòl, or school, from your perspective, from the perspective of a Haitian family, Haitian parents. There's certain expectations from, upon us, right? So we're expected to go to school, get our degrees, get advanced degrees, become doctors, become lawyers, become engineers. And you went to college, and yet you decided to do a pivot and pursue a career that is, in my experience, strictly speaking for myself, that is unusual for a Haitian man, and that is to be a hairstylist. And I'd like to talk to you about that, your origin story. How did you pivot from your studies in college and what you got your degree in? How did you pivot into styling hair? Is this something you always did? I know a lot of kids in Haiti, in different cities, different towns, would do the little haircut with the razor blade thing. And I don't know if that was your origin story as well. So I'm going to give you the floor and let you tell us about you.
Well, you know, it's true that in Haiti, the requirements were school, like you said, Lekòl, Legliz, et Lakay. You go back, you go back home after church or after school. Um, I think the parents, they often try to give you something they never had, and usually they take it from the school or the church. Okay. Um, in my experience, the industry that I'm in right now, it was a childhood and gift. it was just a gift I couldn't recognize because culturally, it's not. I wouldn't even know what a hairstylist is. So therefore, I had to follow what my parents wanted of me.
Mhm.
So it's the names of certain industries, certain industries that they feel like that could get me to a better place.
Right.
Being a doctor was one. Being a lawyer was one. Being an engineer was one,
Mhm.
and many more.
Right.
Um, you know, but this passion of mine was very pronounced very early on. Um, I have my older sister, Norita, right? She used to do hair in the community, and you know how it is in Haiti, where, like you said, everyone has everyone has some type of skill, some type of skills where it's whether you braid their hair or you just cut their hair with some straight blades, right? So I watched her. I watched her doing hair in the community, and I became interested in it.
Mhm.
So I remember myself being her assistant at a very early age. I must have been 5 years old.
Oh,
Okay,
wow. Okay.
but the confusion, was that, I mean, from my family, what did a boy have to do with doing hair?
Yeah.
You know, but my sister, to this day, I thank her and I think about her because she recognized that there was something in it. She would teach me few things here and there, right? But behind my parents, not with my parents around, so I'm not really assisting her.
She
But
chased you
when
out of the room when they were there?
yes,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
because it's not a typical to see a boy interested in doing hair.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so I mean, as I was getting older, I was following the traditional way, the schooling, um, to a point where whenever I got a chance, I would cut someone's hair. But what was what felt good about it, just that when I go somewhere with my sister, as if she was the celebrity of the community, people would give her big hugs, and people will call her name. Like, it was it felt good, at that time, and I inherited that feeling, but
Mhm.
I couldn't really express it freely.
Yeah.
um well, to fast forward, um once I get here, i I did the again I did something that my parents wanted me to do. First of all, let's track back a little bit. For my mother specifically, she wanted me to be a priest.
Oh my.
That was
Her dream.
her dream, and started at the Catholic school very early on.
Mhm.
So I wasn't on the path of becoming that eventually. So, you know, obviously it did not happen. um, once I got older and I went to college and I studied the environmental technologies and sustainable practices, and really after graduation, like, something was missing. Like, the hair thing was always in the back of my head, right? Fashion and hair was, I mean, the two, they were always in me somewhat, right?
Mhm.
Um, so I struggled with my degree because I felt like there wasn't anything in that degree that was natural to me, where I could express myself freely. Okay. Um, so now think about it. Coming from the culture we are from, you just got done with school and then you go into beauty school. It's like a step back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you know, the great thing is, I mean, living here in America, it seems to me that it doesn't really you don't really get criticized for the profession you have as long as you enjoy it and you love it, right?
Right.
um Unfortunately, I was around a friend of mine that advised me to go into beauty school because I used to cut his hair. And one day he said something to me. He said, you know, have you ever thought about doing this professionally? And I said, my friend, I just graduated from college. Like, that will not make sense, right?
Mark. Yeah.
Um, he said to me, I'm only telling you this because every time you're cutting my hair, we could be joking around, we could be talking about whatever, but you never lost your focus. And to me, you're passionate about this. You really love doing this. And that little conversation took me back when I was 5 years old under big mango trees, assisting my sister doing the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now being a hairstylist, that's who I am today professionally.
Right. So how are you how are you how are you building a reputation and yet maintaining the familiar? So I guess my question would be around keeping the family happy, keeping yourself happy, because I think that this is not something that we as Haitians grow up believing in the fact that we want to be happy, we want to deserve we deserve happiness, right? Because me for example, my big thing growing up was making my parents proud, making
Yes.
my parents happy, right? And then by doing XYZ, which was actually what they wanted me to do, that's how I would make them happy. I know someone who told me a story about their sister wanting to go to college, and their parents wanting that sister to be a doctor. And when that sister graduated from medical school, she did not want to be a doctor. Haitian family. When she graduated from medical school, she handed the diploma to her parents and said, "Here's your diploma," and walked off. Right. So we do these sacrifices for our parents because they always remind us of the sacrifices they made coming to this country, immigrating, learning a language, trying to give you the best, as you said, trying to give you what they didn't have, right? And so I could see where that would be a real struggle. Your sister probably was secretly proud, but your parents were probably going, what the heck? Or maybe even
Yes.
blaming her for ruining you, right?
Yes.
So the things that come with being a hairstylist, I know that you take pride in what you do, and I know that you you are very loved by all of your clients. And one of the things that I learned from you when I first met you was, and maybe you can share this with the audience,
Oop.
you talked about how sitting in that chair was a special moment for your client, and you treated it as such, which almost reminds me, no disrespect, almost reminds me of the bartender, right? Who listens to everybody's problems. But you don't look at it as listening to people's problems. You're looking at it more from the perspective of the human being in that chair. So tell me, what do you call upon to be able to relate to different types of people?
Yes. Before I tap into that, like,
Me?
just so really, I mean, having that degree was for the parents, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, during that time, my parents, they passed away, right? In
Okay.
between. So now it was an opportunity to follow my dream, right? But
Right.
I followed the dream in the sense that to do it in a way, if they were still alive, they will be proud.
It would be
Because I
proud.
think
That's a good point.
deep in their heart, they would celebrate your happiness through what you do.
Right.
You know,
Right.
um, th- it's true that they don't know the struggles through going to the schools to get what they expect you to get, but I think they would enjoy seeing you doing something that you know maybe bringing the food to the table, something that makes you happy. So
Mhm.
and I always feel the spirit
Mhm.
the spirit of my mother,
Yeah.
especially every time I stand behind the chair, because in my mind I'm doing this to make moms happy. So I didn't get that degree in medicine,
Right.
or I wasn't a
You'll
lawyer,
become
but
priest.
today, I am standing you know in a position where I get to give a smile to the world through each human being.
Yeah.
So as you know, I don't take my industry lightly, and I think what I would like the world, what I would like the audience to capture from this. Um we were all born with some type of gift. It's just that depending on what environment we grow up in, we may neglect that gift.
Right.
So today I am grateful that I went back and grabbed that gift. And once I came to the US provided me with a table that was big enough to display that gift.
Hmm.
And today, that's what I'm doing to show gratitude to humanity. So for everyone who sits in my chair, I see the beauty of the world through them.
Gotcha.
Um, their
Okay.
humility I carry in me as a hairstylist allows me to create an environment where I get to see the whole world. I get to see diverse stories, and and to be fair, my blessings always live in the stories that I hear from each client.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
um,
beautiful. I think you should have that on your wall somewhere.
that's
I
if
think
I can
that's a
remember it
beautiful
again,
quote.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, it's a very, and like when we talk about the beauty industry or being a hairstylist, I don't think we have the most sophisticated titles in the world. But what I would like to tell you is that we see the world through observation,
Yeah.
being able to create space for another human being to share his or her stories. The world is missing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Let me interrupt you real quick and
mhm,
ask you a question about that. I love the way you describe it, but as we all know, the world has their own description of this industry and men in this industry more specifically. From a cultural perspective, right? How what are some of the things that you find yourself explaining to people about you being, especially to the Haitian community, right? About you being a man in this industry and not having your sexuality come into question, right? Because I can almost hear it, right? From all the men who are watching this going, ah, and kind of almost being dismissive of who you are, right?
yes.
And how do you deal with that? Uh, you know,
Fir- First of all, like I said, when I talked about humility in this industry, it's just to be able to to create an environment where everyone can exist. Um, yes, um, being a well-dressed man, being in the beauty industry, of course, I get that a lot.
You get the
But
label.
by the end of the day, you know, like if because what I would tell you, this is why, like, you guys, especially like you women, gays, and what I love about that, the sensibility, intelligence you guys carry. You understand taste, you understand sophistication, you understand fashion, you understand life in a way that, in the mind of a straight man, we don't always get that. And as a straight man, I have learned a lot from that. So, really, my salon is in Capitol Hill, where it's a gender fluid environment. Like when I walk around trying to go grab some lunch, and of course I get questioned, I get looked at a certain way, but to me it just at times it's a compliment to me. But being from the culture that I'm from, so this
Yeah.
is where it's tricky, because many people from that culture may not understand what it is to be a hairstylist, you know.
Right.
So,
Right.
um, through the industry, I have learned so much. Um, I think everyone who sits in my chair, because they meet me where I'm expressing my gift, so they know who I am. They know what I'm saying coming from soul. They know who I am. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't live in Haiti anymore, but just to answer your question, there was a time my sister reached out to me. He said, Evie, my boyfriend thinks, like, he's saying to me that I think Eevee is gay, otherwise he wouldn't be in that industry. And
Yeah.
I laughed to her, because there's nothing to defend myself
Right.
of. Um, from the lens I'm looking at things, a human being is a human being, but I'm just happen to be straight. I'm just happen to be a gentleman who understands fashion, who understands taste, who understands life through you guys. You see what I mean? So, as a matter of fact, I think it's a compliment. And to all gays out there, you guys some of the most stylish people. So,
So
you
true.
know what I mean? It's like it's a compliment. But I just happen to be a straight man, and I've been in this industry for 15 years. I promise you, if I were to be gay, I would to be the flyest gay man you would ever met, because I would celebrate it. But
Yeah.
I am a straight man, and I'm proud of being that.
And to be honest, it sucks that you have to quote unquote defend anything, right?
Exactly. There's
And
nothing
I
to
also,
defend.
what I've always admired about you is how comfortable you are in your skin and how comfortable you are being who you are. Because you know what? There's nothing that says that only gays have style,
You
right?
no.
Anyone can have style. And the fact
Exactly.
that you can celebrate, anyone can celebrate that. And the fact
Ex-
that you embrace it, celebrate it, and don't feel that you have to defend it and
yes.
see it as a compliment when people actually even think that.
Like,
I
I'm
think
looking at, for instance, I'm looking at your scarf right now. I'm like, you know what?
recognize it.
No, I don't. Which one? Uh, I'm like, this scarf with what I got on. I would, I would do something with it. This is what I love.
So
It's
let
beautiful.
me tell everybody. I don't know if you remember, Evie
What
gave
did?
you the scarf.
Oh,
You
did
went
I?
to Turkey and you brought this
Okay, okay,
scarf
okay,
back
okay, okay.
for
Yes.
me. No wonder you like it. So you still like it.
Yes. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Good.
Got that from you actually, and I wore it specifically for this
Ah,
occasion
okay.
because you brought this back for me from Turkey, and Orange is one of my favorite colors, and orange and blue are complementary
That's
colors.
very, very
So
well.
there
Very
you go.
nice.
So I'm glad we still like it. That means you gave
Oh,
it to me.
yes.
You really meant to give it to me when you
Oh,
gave it.
yes.
So
Definitely.
CLP.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I'm really, really glad we had this conversation. So if anybody takes anything away from this conversation is you can be who you want to be in life. Yes, it's
Definitely.
difficult. Yes, coming from a Haitian um a Haitian background or Haitian culture where there are certain expectations. This is what I want to cover the next time I have a guest on. I want to cover the Lakay piece, right? And actually talk to someone who's Haitian, who's gay, and get that perspective because these are like the taboo subjects at home. Nobody talks about
Yes.
these things, right? We're really good at sweeping things under the rug and not saying anything about anything else. And, families being ashamed of their children for this, that, and the other. But when it boils right down to it, the humanity is what matters. And if I heard
Yes.
you correctly throughout this conversation, you look at the human side of a person first. And when we're looking
Definitely.
at each other as human beings, there is no judgment,
No.
right? There is no perspective. There is no "Gamuna pali, sa mama mabdi, sa papa mabdi, what will my parents say?" That goes away. And what you're left with is the individual, the person. And I think if we all approached life that way, things would be a lot smoother than they are today. That's for sure.
I
That's
agree.
for sure. Evie, before we go, any advice to what would be your advice to someone growing up and who's thinking of doing something other than what's expected of them?
I mean, I think right now, what humanity is waiting for is for everyone to do something they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
You see, being from Haiti, one thing I will tell you, you born with creativity, because while there isn't while there is a lack of opportunities, but you born with a lot of imaginations.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
um, my 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 story was hair. I'm sure there are many people that that had that same love for something and they never get to live it.
Yeah. So
You
don't
know,
let fear keep you
don't
from
fe- don't
your
don't fear.
passion.
Yes, don't fear the
Yeah. I
passion,
love
and
that.
when it's something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Nurture it. You know, Meditid losuli wuzeli.
Was it
Protect it. That's your ultimate visa to the world. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I am a living proof to that. That little thing, that 5-year-old boy under this big mango tree in Haiti, I've been through the world with that, you know.
Yeah.
And
That's
every time I get to perform it, I don't care if I'm in Paris, I'm in New York, I'm in London. It's the same memory. That's what I call it, the gift. That's what I
yeah.
was given by the universe to cope with the world, to show humanity my side of being a human. So
Thank you. Thank you so
for
much.
every Haitian out there,
Yeah.
please,
And,
you are
and
gifted
let's
your
tell
own way.
people a little bit about your business. Where are you located? Do you
Oh
have
yeah, yeah.
Instagram account? Anything you want to advertise real quick before we've got about
Yes.
and a
So
half
my business, I mean, we have YV Salon located in Capitol Hill, um
in Seattle, folks.
in
Florida.
Seattle. Yes, yes, in Seattle. So okay, good. And then I'm getting ready to launch something in Bellevue, the other side
The
of the
fancy part
city.
of Seattle. That's what he means.
Yes. So yes, I'm living my dream. I'm grateful. I get to share my gift with the world. So
And on Instagram, you're Evie the Stylist.
yes, Eevee the stylist.
Okay. And are you on
Yes.
TikTok? TikTok at all?
Yes, I am on TikTok as actually as Eevee the Stylist.
Okay, cool. So
Yes,
people can find you and they can follow you there and look at
yes.
the story, look into your story. So Evie, before we go, I would encourage you to do a podcast as well. Talk to my guy who you met earlier. He's
Uh-huh.
really good at what he does, and you'll never look back. And I want to thank you for doing this with me. I'd love for us to do this again and talk about part two, which is the styling, the music, because you are a man of many, many
Pepper.
talents. We only talked about one today, which was hair, but I'd love to talk to you more about the fashion side of things and the music side of things, which are your
Definitely.
hobbies, your passions, your pursuits. So thanks again for being on with us. And everybody, thank you for joining us on Diaspora, the Soul of a People. This was Haitian, the Haitian Soul. Specifically, we talked about Lekòl or professions. So the next time, we'll probably do a part two for voodoo and also talk about Legliz, which is the voodoo series, and also talk about Lakay, which is the things we grow up with at home. What we grow up believing are the norms for behavior and parental expectations. Thanks again, Evie. I love you, man.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Love you too.
See you
Thank you for
soon.
having me.
Okay. Bye bye.